Now, there is an event out in the Nevada desert that relies on volunteers, many of them pilots.
It's the Burning Man Festival, and it may surprise you to learn that this countercultural festival has an airport created each year. AOPA pilot, editor-at-large Dave Hirschman flew into the middle of it.
For the open-minded, I recommend Burning Man. It's a banquet. There's everything from anchovies to dessert.
An open mind? Sure, but seal up everything else. Burning Man gets into your soul, the dust gets into every pore. Somewhere north of Reno and west of Winnemucca, at a dry lake bed in the middle of the Nevada desert, is 88 November Victor, Black Rock City Airport. For 1 week a year, the temporary airport is the aerial gateway to the massive counterculture festival. Ramona Cox, better known as Sky Chick, was one of the first to fly into Burning Man 19 years ago.
And I heard about it. I was sitting in a hot tub in Esalen, and somebody said, oh, there's a party in the desert, a costume party, and I heard that somebody may fly in. And they gave me the phone number, and I took the phone number, and I talked to the fellow, and he gave me he said, this is a general latitude and longitude. It may not be right there. You may have to hunt and look around the desert. So I did. There were only 50 tents up over maybe a 3-mile area. So I looked, I thought, here's a party. I'm going to land in the middle of a tent. So I landed, nice space, not near the tents, but close enough. And the party grew all around me.
And grow it did. What started with a handful of aircraft is now some 120 GA airplanes, plus dozens of charters.
It's completely changed because it's grown substantially. The first year I was here, there were 10,000 people, which sounds like a lot, but it's over a huge area, a 3 or 5 mile area. It's grown now. I think this year there's 60 or 70,000 people.
And everyone bangs a gong when they arrive. Dirt cars blast music at all hours. And out on the playa, Spanish for beach, but here a big dusty place, the temple. Like the other big art structures here, the temple gets torched. And the burning of the temple and all the personal mementos inside provides a somber end to an otherwise exuberant week of over-the-top celebration. So my ulterior motive in going to Burning Man was to place a memento of John Kunis in the temple there, and the culminating last rite of the event is that this temple just goes up in flames. And as you know, John was a good friend of AOPA. He had many friends and family members who were regular burners, and I knew it would be meaningful to them to perform this act.
Yeah, what a neat way to honor John. We miss it a lot, but. What were some of the challenges flying into the airport there? It's an unusual location on many levels.
Well, it's a desert lake bed, so it's kind of like making a glassy water landing in a seaplane. The depth perception is a bit off. High density altitude, no runway markings, high winds, and potential whiteout conditions. There's a 32-page list of rules to land at this airport. So there was a lot of preparation that went into it.
Yeah. Oh.
So how do you keep the dust out of all the parts of the airplanes that you really don't want dust getting into?
That was my biggest fear going in there was how to protect the airplane. And I went to the home improvement store before going, and I bought a huge amount of masking tape and like shrink wrap. And as soon as we got our gear out of the airplane, I wrapped the airplane from spinner to tail in plastic and left it that way throughout the time we were there.
All right, Dave, thanks much. I'm sure we'll read about this in AOPA Pilot Magazine, right?
Absolutely.
All right.